No, I said I was gonna be right back.
Oh! Yeah. I thought you had already started the stream and then I heard you got called from off.
No, I didn't start the stream. I asked if everybody was ready, and you guys said no, so I didn't start it. Why would I start if you guys weren't ready?
Yeah,
sorry.
I am ready now. Yes.
Alright.
There we go.
So, hey everybody, this is Morse with Robot and Raso, and we're continuing the Infinity Tower. Last we left off, they ran into Samantha, Angus got some shiny new daggers.
Hello!
Well, he fixed up his old, Samantha fixed up his old ones.
I got some shiny new daggers and a short sword.
Ah, yeah, that's right. It's awesome. And then Farragal decided he was going to attempt to comprehend the tower in its entirety using his, I don't know, immense magical wisdom, and managed to expand his brain to understand the tower in its entirety.
No. From my perspective, he just passed out for an hour.
Woke up and went, eh.
He woke up, soaking wet. That, like, splashed a whole bunch of water in his face.
knows all now.
So then you guys started heading downriver again because you guys are trying to get to the coast so you can head north to head to the place that Samantha told you about where the spiders came from.
I know exactly where the coast, what's down the coast.
Oh yeah?
Because, all Derek knows, that's for sure.
Now because of him being able to comprehend the tower of its entirety, I've created a new system for him to tap into his knowledge about the tower, because he got a bit of it, but he wasn't able to get it all at once. So now...
Otherwise he would have exploded.
Yeah, otherwise he would have exploded. So now he's going to, he's going to be able to attempt to tap into his knowledge of the tower, but it might come at certain costs. So he's going to have to find out what happens when he attempts to tap into his immense knowledge on the tower now.
Did you implement a hint system? Oh my gosh.
A what system?
I would say it's a hint system. I wouldn't say it's hint system because I probably remember everything about that, but it's like real big risk, I guess.
Well, you'll find out when you decide you want to start trying to use more of the knowledge from the of the tower that you obtained.
It would say that I would like pass out or something.
Depends. It depends on what happens. You'll start figuring out these things as we go. So you guys are headed down river.
Yes, on horse. On the river.
I've also implemented, before we were going through this whole crystal thing, there were like crystal places or crystal creatures and stuff. And I hate that the creatures are just like, oh yeah, it's covered in crystals. So whenever you were like, I'm gonna take crystals as my loot, it was like, okay, I guess there's colored crystals now. I decided that I don't like that. So I've created a new gemstone system. So you guys, instead of just having nondescript colored crystals, actually are going to be receiving actual gemstones.
Nice.
So I created a deck of cards that literally has a bunch of gemstones in it that I will be drawing from. So it's random to both you and me.
Hey dogs.
Nice.
I also created a new random dungeon loot deck that you guys won't see until you guys reach a dungeon of some sort.
Hi, Cassie.
Alright. Sounds good.
Sorry.
So I did a whole bunch of that during the week, and that's what I did. So yeah. And I'll tell you guys more about how the dungeon loot will work when you get to that point. But I made like a whole chart for how to determine how much cards I draw for loot for you guys for dungeons. I made like a whole system. So it's gonna be great. So you guys are headed down river. You guys ran into all those crystal things. You guys jumped on your horse, you're headed down river, right?
Yes. Heading down the river, on the horse.
On the river, on the horse, that's right.
Gallops
And as you go
water.
down the river, you see more more groups of crystals along the shore. I'm gonna stop saying crystals because it's gonna drive me crazy. Gemstones. I'm gonna say gemstones from now on because crystals are gonna drive me crazy because they're nothing. They're not specific enough for me.
Crystals are a thing of the past. The Infinity Tower is at version 1.2.0.
Look, this is my first large campaign. I'm figuring out the things about systems that I like, systems that I don't like, and as I don't like them, I change them, because guess what? The tower is infinitely changing. Therefore, I can change as much as I want about it. It's a great... see, I knew since this is my first big campaign dungeon mastering that I was going to be figuring out what I like and don't like. That's why I made a system where things can change at random all the time. So when I decide I don't like something, it's gone.
Dungeon Master controller of all reality, do not smite me.
I am the master here. Okay. So you guys see more piles of gemstones. You could have sworn there used to be crystals, but the crystals that were in your inventory are now gemstones. You decide you're not going to question it. You see more piles of gemstones along the shore of varying colors and in the water. As you are running down this river. At this point, there's still spider webs on the shore and in the trees. And in fact, the further you go, the denser they seem to be. And this is where I leave you guys. Anything you guys just roll from here.
So just
I want to do a perception check to look at our surroundings and see if I can attempt to detect any enemies in the vicinity.
I mean, sure. Okay.
Alright. I rolled an 18. Wait. I'm pretty sure that's plus something. Was that investigation?
It's fine.
Oh, okay.
I don't know, you said you were doing a perception on your environment.
Oh.
So, chilling around in the water, you see more of those crystalline turtles. You see, they're crystalline turtles, but they're covered in gemstones. Gemstonian turtles. We're gonna call it that now, because I don't care what it says on the sheet. I hate crystals now. They're gemstones.
They've been bedazzled.
You see more gemstonian turtles. Along the shore, you see more of those clusters of gems you can only assume might be either random gemstone clumps or, you know, spiders, or who knows what else. You see, ooh, this looks interesting. Let me see. Nope. Let's see. Oh yeah, you also see piles of gems in the water beneath you.
Wow, these gems are everywhere.
Yeah, they're pretty everywhere. But you know,
Well,
you have a sneaking suspicion that most of them are probably attached to living beings. considering the
I have a
spiders
sneaky
you ran into.
suspicion that these crystals aren't going to much of anything, since there would be a way I can tell the difference between spider clumps and non-spider clumps.
Well, wouldn't be much of a sky,
I mean,
as you could tell which one.
yeah. It would kind of defeat the purpose of their disguise, wouldn't it? But I mean, I suppose if you wanted to try and inspect some, but you guys are riding on a horse down the river, so I don't think you can.
Yeah, we're just heading down the river to wherever we need to go. We need to get rid of this spider blight. Perhaps find some sort of spider queen and slay her.
Spider blight.
That's what I've come to call this spider blight.
I look at Theragal and say, "Hey, Theragal. I feel like it's been a while since we've last spoken to each other, even though we've been sat on this horse, like, this whole time."
Oh, yes, I know. It's been great.
Never mind, I remembered how much I hate you.
Feelings mutual, my halfling compadre.
Compadre. What crate is that? Celestial?
Sure, why not?
No, oh my gosh, it'd be hilarious every time we speak Celestial. We have to
We're
talk
speaking Spanish.
It's the language of the gods.
Clearly, I mean, Mexico is the center of the universe, is it not?
It's the center of the universe, yeah. Really big mustache.
It has a really big mustache.
I'm just going to imagine Theragal as like this grumpy, pale wizard with just like a big mustache.
I'm not pale though, I'm purple.
He's a pale purple wizard with a big mustache.
Oh my gosh, you have the complexion of Widowmaker.
That's beautiful.
Yes, well, we're still galloping down this river, looking for the source of the spiders, so we can destroy them once and for all, get to the stone, and get to the other floor.
So, Theragal, you know what time is it?
No.
It is. It's unfortunate.
Why would I know that?
I don't know how much time has passed since we last summoned our horsey.
You summoned him earlier today.
Oh yeah.
Well, I mean, looking at position of the sun, well, I don't even, well, that's not even a real sun, then I don't know.
I mean, it is a part of the inside of the tower, which is ever changing, but I would say it is reaching evening.
Evening, yes. Ah, well, the inside, it's evening. I don't know about the outside. The outside is entirely cut off, and most likely lost forever to us. Well, actually, we can leave whenever we feel, I guess.
I was just because we've been on this horse, and this horse only lasts for like 24 hours, so we have until, I guess, around next noon until it disappears.
Wait, Theragal just come up with a question in his own head. It's like, if this tower exists specifically to store those stones and keep them from people, and also just keep the angels safe, I suppose, then why does she let people in?
Are you attempting to seek the knowledge you have obtained, or you have now access to answer this question, or are you simply asking it to yourself?
I suppose I'm just asking it right now. Like, why would she let people in? Like, if that's... She's just trying to protect the stones? Why even let people in the first place?
What do you think about that big blue guy who hired us? He seemed kind of sketchy, didn't he? I'm
What? Wait.
guessing you're not gonna ever do this.
You know, I thought that question to myself, right?
Mm-hmm.
Didn't say it out loud.
Well, no, I'm not responding to the question. Angus? Of course. What do you think of the guy who hired us to be here? Well, you're actually going to give him his stones or anything. So why did we even accept the first place?
We'll see what is to come. When I think of him, I don't really care for the man. Or lizard man, dragon man, whatever. Dragonborn.
Anyway, are we there yet?
I don't know, do you see spiders surrounding us?
Are we there yet?
Shall I do a perception roll? Spiders.
Perception roll for spiders. You don't see any spiders sneaking up on you at the moment.
Then I would say no. We're not there yet.
What makes you think that place will just be more spiders?
Well, seeing how farther we go down this river, the spiders seem to be ever increasing.
Makes sense. Say we start in the middle of this land, then would that mean spiders are surrounding the outskirts?
Perhaps. I do not know. For I have not seen much of this land. All I know that these spiders are quite recent and have been causing quite a bit of trouble. That's why we shall deal with them.
That's not a good thing. That's not a good thing.
It's not a good thing.
Oh, sorry, I was a little occupied looking through some stuff on my thing.
Hello?
I was looking through some things. Yes, that's I was just looking through some charts. Trying to construct what is about to happen while you guys are speaking.
Yeah, we're just galloping on the water, just down the river. And just talking.
What?
Just to forward. Just plot.
Well, I mean, like,
what level are you guys
intelligent.
again?
I'm pretty sure it can, like, you know, do
Can I talk
things
to the
on its own.
voice?
No.
Sorry.
You guys are level 3, right?
I think so.
What
would it say? Level 3. I'm checking my level.
Oh, yeah, we're level
level
3.
3.
Okay,
Yes.
I'm gonna look. Where is it? I could have sworn I set it aside. There it is.
You know, halfling, sometimes I wonder, how did we even get paired up to do this adventuring business?
Well,
Oh my.
that is a good question. I was looking for work, and there was a town, and they said that they had a bit of a bandit problem. And I figured, what's more heroic than taking on a team of bandits single-handedly? And then you showed up. The real question is, why did you accept the job to stop those
Money.
bandits?
I needed
Why did
funds
you
for
need-
research.
Due to that tiny little town.
Yeah, I suppose because we fought together and killed together, I guess that means we're just buddies now.
Buddy?
That was a little bit of disgust. Well, I mean, how did you hear about the job from? I mean, I was in the local town. I heard that they needed help. They were looking for myself. Went to the town. That really nice man who gave me his soap and a couple of other things. And I checked my pockets to see if I still have the things that I nicked from that guy's house. And then boom! Here we are.
Let me see.
I look back at you quizzically, but you stole soap from the man's house.
Yeah, we didn't have soap. It's important to keep yourself clean, you know.
Okay.
You stole soap.
Yeah? What else was I going to do? Buy soap?
I don't know, not be an idiot.
Hey, if I weren't gotten caught.
All the things in there, you stole soap.
I didn't just steal. I also stole some valuable plate. I got a hat. Well, every egg I sold to Samantha.
That's where you got all that stuff. I didn't see you with it before. I was wondering where you had gotten it.
Don't mind the ominous dice rolling happening over here.
Yes, we're just having a conversation.
That's... I am...
It's like, I wonder what that thundering is I'm hearing in the sky.
Well, it's just the gods.
It's just some brief calculations.
Well, the gods, keep it down! When you guys here.
Oh, believe me, it could be... Oh. Hold on.
That doesn't sound very good.
Let's...
Heavens have shuddered. Oh, breaking down!
Let me grab a calculator really quick.
It's the infinite void! I see a lizard man! He's red, screaming about the same thing!
Hold on, I'm doing a calculation really quick. Oh, that's a bad one. And then that one.
Back!
And then that one. And then you're breaking up something awful, Angus. Oh shoot,
no.
what's happening? Oh, dang it. Hold on.
It's because I'm going into the infinite void. Angus is going into the infinite void.
I mean, this could either be very bad or... This could either be bad, very bad, or extremely bad, depending on
I'll take
what this comes out to be. Oops.
Do you think
That, and that, and that,
Angus
and
throws a rock across juice.
hold on, what's going on?
Oh, you're
Well, that's not
saying this
so bad.
are very bad, and I'm just saying, you think spiders scare me? As Angus throws a rock
Oh,
into
you
one
have
of
no
Angus'
idea what's about to come.
A basilisk just shows up out of nowhere.
Well, just a second. Hold on. That divided by that. Okay. So if I have that
So,
minus that
What?
minus that.
what exactly were you researching when you got kicked
Wait.
out of Celestial Town? If you don't mind me asking.
That is none of your business.
Okay, this won't be terribly awful.
I have chosen to forgotten my celestial home, and I choose not to remember it.
Oh, I see. Was it that bad, eh?
Once
Alright.
again, I have chosen to forget that. I don't need reminders.
And as you're speaking and galloping down, yeah, well, you can you're galloping because you're galloping on the water and not on the spider web covered ground. You see the river start to widen, and you see ahead of you a great ocean coming up.
Hey, we hit the coast!
But you
Well-
also spot between you and the ocean a great, huge figure with many heads. 3 to be exact.
I wonder how I didn't know before I know this.
It's a Hydra!
I want to do a nature check to determine. Wait, I want to do a check to determine what it is.
No, Theragal has exclaimed it quite well. It is indeed a Hydra. You can see you haven't quite reached it yet, but you can clearly see its 3 large heads wiggling around.
Alright, we stop immediately! Like, we don't go towards it yet. Stop immediately and assess the situation. I turn to Angus with a frightened look on my face. Halfling! What lies before us now is a great beast known as the Hydra.
Ah, I am well aware of a Hydra from the old fables. I didn't think they existed anymore.
Oh, they existed, because what is right in front of you? Thank goodness it hasn't noticed us yet.
Poofed her.
Wait, can I try to find? I'm not trying to look through my Infinity Tower knowledge. I want to look through my own knowledge, my arcane knowledge of how I can kill this thing. Because there must be a way to kill him.
Try
an old fables.
I don't think we should. I don't think we. Can I do a check? I guess. Though I don't think we should try to take this beast on just quite yet. I'm only a rogue, and you're only a wizard, and the only spell you have that's actually effective on anything is Eldritch Blast.
I have Firebolt and Ray of Frost. I'll have you know. If it's like the Hydra of old tales, you can chop one of its heads off, and I can burn its wound. Its heads cannot regrow.
That's
just
true.
Like in the old tales.
But this is the Infinity Tower. How can we tell for sure that the same thing operates here? I suggest that we take a little detour. We know that there is a great ocean in front of us, correct?
Yes.
Then there is no point in going through the Hydra. If it's such a great ocean, then we should be able to sneak through the forest unnoticed. I'd rather take on some spiders than deal with that monstrosity at the moment.
As you are speaking and debating, you see the Hydra is getting closer to your location.
I do believe. What?
Oh, I guess we haven't noticed that yet because we're like too busy arguing.
Oh, can I do perception? I notice.
Let me see your passive perception here. Oh, passive perception-wise, yeah, you noticed. It's fine.
Well, that large shadow is steadily getting larger. Theragal, I suggest we take cover.
I turn around and I see it giggle to oh no. I immediately turn the horse around and gallop the other way.
You're gonna gallop back the way you came?
Well, we can't face this thing right now without a strategy. Or at least back up away from it while it tries to get us.
I would like to note that as you, since it has come closer, you can see it better, and you notice that it has 2 stumps where you can see there clearly used to be heads, or necks, but they have been cut and burned away.
Well, then I guess we know how to deal with this thing.
Those look like burn marks. That means the second.
It seems someone fought this Hydra before us.
Seems, since we are galloping away at full speed, I'm going to wave daintily at the Hydra.
And as you wave daintily at the Hydra notices you and gives out a great roar and begins to make chase after you.
You idiot halfling! Tell me why I should throw you off the horse and feed you to the Hydra myself.
Because since it was coming closer to us, means it already noticed us.
I'm pretty sure it's just moving up the river.
Can Can I ask what your horse's speed is there?
My horse, let's see, spells, well, the equipment, because it was like that figurine. There it is, Obsidian Steed. Let me see, it can, and throw the point, Steed, stars, I don't know. Let me search it on their creatures if it's not gonna work in my equipment.
Does it say what it takes the form of? Like a particular
It's
steed?
an obsidian steed. It's a black steed, basically.
Yeah,
Okay.
but does it say it takes the form of a certain type of horse? Because there's different types of horses.
I don't know. Let me look at it again, just in case. Equipment. Obsidian. It says, yeah, just the polished obsidian horse can become a nightmare for 24 hours.
Oh, okay,
Nightmare
it becomes
fights
a
only to
nightmare.
defend itself.
It becomes a
It can
nightmare then.
become a
That's the
nightmare.
creature.
To fight.
No, that is the creature name.
Nightmare.
Yeah, it's a nightmare.
This can become a nightmare.
The polished obsidian horse can become a nightmare for up to 24 hours. The nightmare fights only to defend itself. Once it has been used, it can't be used again until 5 days have passed.
Alright, how fast can this nightmare go? Let's see.
So that one means we need to see how fast a nightmare moves. If you have a good alignment, the figurine has a 10% chance each time you use it to ignore your orders, including a command to revert to figurine form. If you mount the nightmare while it is ignoring your orders, you and the nightmare are instantly transported to a random location on the plane of Hades, where the nightmare reverts to figurine form. You are an evil alignment, though, so it doesn't matter.
How fast does it go? Like a regular horse, or?
I don't know. I'm not looking at a nightmare's stats. I'm trying to find. I was looking to see if it was there. I thought you were looking for a nightmare.
I am looking for just seeing if you. No, it just takes me to night. Peace companion, wild shape, familiar.
Nightmare map. Here we go. I just googled it. Oh, I see. Ah. Well now, isn't that interesting? Okay. Yeah. Wait a second. Figurine of Wondrous power becomes a nightmare. Yeah, okay, it doesn't say it can't do certain things. You should have looked at what your creature was when you were using it, because I am looking at a nightmare's stats, and it sure is interesting indeed.
Nightmare stats? Well, I can't. It won't show me any stats about it. I'm trying to look them up.
I just googled D&D 5e nightmare. The Roll20.
D&D 5e nightmare.
The Roll20 page about it is pretty interesting.
Let me read about my mighty steed.
To all of Angus's knowledge, we're just riding on a black horse that Thurgold pulled out of his pocket.
Nightmare mount, there it is. Alright, let me see. Alright, traits. Confer for the nightmare can grant resistance to fire damage to anyone riding it. Nice. Illumination nightmare sheds bright light in a 10-foot radius and dim light for an additional 10 feet. Actions. Pose. Melee weapon attacks +6 to hit, reach 5 feet, one target hit 13, and 2d8 +4 bludgeoning damage, +7, 2d6 fire damage. That's a lot of damage. Ethereal stride. The nightmare and up to 3 living creatures within 5 feet of the magical enter the ethereal plane from the material plane or vice versa. Yeah, that sounds really cool. Damage. Immunities, 5 senses, passive perception is 11. Language, it understands are abyssal, common, and infernal, but can't speak. It can understand any language that I have too, because I summoned it. Confer fire resistance. Yeah, elimination. Yeah. Yeah, that's some good stats.
Okay, yeah, but look at its speed.
Its speed. Where is its speed? I don't see it. Oh yeah, speed points. 60 foot. Fly 90 foot. This thing can fly.
Apparently
I
so.
mean, as I'm recalling what the horse can do, I immediately shocked and surprised. I'm like, what? And I'm like, horse!
What's that?
I tells my nightmare,
What's
oh,
that
mighty
you
steed,
found?
fly into the air!
Ah! Do I have to like anything to like hold
Yeah,
on?
can
Sitting
you
backwards?
make a let me see, can you make a strength check to see if you hold on? Since you were not exactly expecting to take flight.
Well, that isn't good. I rolled a 9.
Alright,
What plus your strength?
yes, +0 on strength.
Oh.
So Theragal
you, sir?
yells to his mic. What's that?
Oh, if Theragal holds on.
Oh yeah, I was ready for it. I was just like,
Theragal,
ooh,
as
this thing can fly,
Theragal-
let's fly.
Theragal commands his mighty nightmare speed to take flight. Angus goes, "What?" as the horse jumps up into the air and starts galloping upwards. And Angus goes flying off the back of the horse into the river below. And since he no longer has his
Wait.
his water water
Can I attempt to
ring, his water walking ring,
grab the one off of
he
the,
just
the
As you're falling.
no,
falling.
you tied it in, remember, so it wouldn't fall out.
Oh yeah. Can I attempt to grab the nightmare's tail?
So you,
So you won't
it's
fall
too
off.
late. You've fallen
Oh.
off the horse, and you've
Into the
landed
water.
in the river, and you are now underwater.
Flying, yeah, yes.
I need you
Oh.
to make a strength check once again, please.
Like, this horse suddenly feels less annoying.
Oh, wait a minute. You have the condition of poisoned. You have disadvantage on attack rolls and ability checks.
Wait, why is he
who?
poisoned? When?
He became poisoned when he was
Oh, why
fighting in the
am I
last
poisoned?
session.
Oh, we never cured that.
Nope.
Uh-oh.
Well, well, I don't think I've noticed that he's fallen off. I'm just too ecstatic that I realize that this horse can fly.
Yep, he didn't give a great shout or anything. He just splashed into the river below.
What was that?
So I need you to make a strength check, Angus, once again.
And at a disadvantage, I imagine.
Yeah, unfortunately. This is gonna
Might want to
suck for
scream
you.
for help there, buddy. The
He's
stair goes over his own
underwater.
little world.
He's underwater.
Well, I mean,
Oh.
fortunate because I just rolled.
You
So,
rolled
and my
what?
next roll is the 7. So I rolled a 2.
You rolled a 2. Alright. You have landed in the middle of the river, which is going quite fast. And you are swiftly swept downstream. Towards the Hydra.
I attempt to disguise myself as a ball of green moss.
You are
Just,
being
like, roll up.
swept downstream and you're gonna attempt to disguise. How are you gonna disguise yourself? With what?
He's just gonna ball
Have
himself
you-
up and make because he's really
have
green.
you? Yeah, I'm really green, so I'm gonna ball up like those little balls of moss you see
Yeah, but
floating
you're
in
also like a
waterfalls.
bright fluorescent neon green.
Yeah, and so is moss. I want to attempt
Alright,
to be a ball of moss.
I need that to be, I don't even know what kind of check this would be. I would say, since
A
you're
moss
attempting,
check.
since you're attempting to make yourself look like, okay, how about let's make this a stealth check. You have pretty good stats on stealth, so,
I do.
but you still have you still have disadvantage.
Because you're poisoned.
That's not good. I rolled
A what?
and I rolled 16, 5, 17, 18, 19, 20. So even at my disc passed with 21.
I'm sorry, you cut out like something awful there. What was that?
Its
So
disadvantage is 21.
Oh, okay. All right. I got it. The Hydra stomps. You go flying down. Well, I say flying, but you are swept quickly down river. The Hydra is so focused on the horse that has just taken off that it does not notice the little green, vaguely moss-looking
It's like bump into him as going down the river.
halfling that has just passed underfoot, and you have now passed under the Hydra, past the Hydra, and you are still being swept downstream as Theracol flies away.
I'm flying! Yes!
I'm going to attempt to grab the Hydra's tail as I pass so I don't get swept into the ocean.
Oh dear.
That could be even worse. Alright, I need you to make...
something so I don't get swept. I don't think the Hydra me.
I need you to make a dexterity check.
How big is this Hydra?
It's huge.
Okay, because I don't think we have anything that can cut off one of its heads, that's the thing.
I have a short sword. Oh, uh-oh. I rolled a 5. I'm rolling at disadvantage, is that correct?
Correct.
So then I rolled a
5?
You'll be chopping through a tree. You try cutting that thing's head off.
Alright. You do not manage to... As you're passing under the Hydra, you reach your arm out to try and grab the tail. Your hand reaches the tail and you fail to get a grip on it, and you just slide right away, and you are still headed downstream. The Hydra does not seem to have noticed your attempt to grab at its tail. It's pretty focused on that thing that just is flying above and away, and he's pretty angry because he could have sworn he saw something making rude gestures at it, but it's not showing.
Okay, so I'm gonna grab my rope of climbing. I'm going to point it into the forest, and tell the rope of climbing to like grab.
Wait a minute. Tell? How do you tell something when you're something when you're underwater? I'd like to know.
Yeah, you're kind of just flowing down the river now. You gotta like hold your breath. I don't think you can speak or breathe.
The rope of climbing is a magic glider, so maybe and like it's like spell, you know. I just think to do.
I think you have to actually speak it. Let me see what the item says.
You can use an action to speak the command word. Nope. You can't speak, so...
Alright, okay.
Well, I fly and I look behind me to look at the Hydra and see where it is. But I notice that the halfling is gone. I'm like, what? Halfling? Where did you go? I look down. I look down and I see him nowhere.
Wait,
you fall from my ball of the sky.
Yeah, I just see a ball of moss. I got a quite big clump of moss there.
Yeah, you just see a ball of moss being swept downriver and a very angry Hydra stomping after you.
Oh, I'm high up in the air. You can't catch me. I'm like, I want to get just like way above its range of where it can get me.
This is great. This was not what I expected from the Hydra encounter, but it's almost better. I can't...
I don't know where you are, Angus. I'm just soaring in the air, way above this Hydra, so you can't eat me. Or my fantastic steed. Do we have to chop its head off to kill it, or can we just damage it until it dies?
I mean, you would have to find out in battle, wouldn't you?
You know, we don't have to kill a head. We don't have to chop its head off. What if we just like keep destroying its head until it just dies? Doesn't come off, it just dies. That could be a way. That's 3 heads out of 5, because there are 2 of them are gone.
Which means that it is possible to do so.
Chop its head off. Yes, but we have no weapons that are able to chop its head off. I have a sickle, but I doubt it will be able to go through the huge, thick neck of a hydra.
And Angus is currently being swept further downstream. So
I know. I wish to attempt to jam a python into the water to stop myself from getting swept. Actually, I wish to unsubmerge.
I'm sorry, what?
I wish to let my head out of the water so I don't drown.
And that would require you swimming to the surface. Can you make an athletics check?
Athletic? Oh. Sure. I'll probably fail because I'm poisoned. Oh, that's good. I rolled a 4. And I rolled an 18. Unfortunately, I'm rolling at disadvantage, so I failed.
You hit the 4, and you have +0 on athletics. So, so you attempt to flail your way to the surface, only to just be pushed back under by the rushing water. You know, based on how quickly you passed the hydra, you can tell that you're probably going fast enough that you're probably getting pretty close to the ocean now.
Well, I mean, yeah, Angus is
something. Something might get you come out and just eat you.
That is true. Do you look like olive moss? Looking through my equipment, I don't think I have anything to cure my poison.
Well, I am just way above this hydra, and it wants to kill me, but it can't because I'm so high up in the air.
Ooh, I know.
What I should do.
I have a plan. I have a plan in desperation. Though, oh no, I'm poisoned. It won't work. Darn.
No. It might still work.
I have an inspiration point. But then I would have to roll my inspiration point at a disadvantage, thus making me still poisoned.
No, rolling with your inspiration gives you automatic advantage, so...
Automatic advantage. I wish to attempt to drink her.
Drink the entire river?
Yes!
I think that would kill you. Even if you do somehow attempt it, you will die.
Using my inspiration point to successfully drink the river.
I will not. Unfortunately, I will not allow that because there is no conceivable way that
you won't take the chance.
You would literally just explode. I mean,
doesn't want to take the chance if you actually do it.
I actually succeed in drinking the river. The hydra is confused and everything in the ocean is dying.
No, you would only drink the river, not the ocean.
I wish to drink all the water.
Here's what would happen. Even if you succeeded in drinking river, you would just drink as much of the river as you could before you exploded. So,
yeah, you would die.
It would defeat the purpose.
You may somehow be able to drink all the water, but that doesn't mean your body can contain all that water.
No, it's fine.
You,
I'm going to
Especially
use my
just how tiny you
halfling.
are.
you would basically
going
just
to use my
explode back
halfling
into the river.
My halfling nimbleness to avoid exploding.
That makes no sense.
Can I use my perception to fight while I'm high up in the air, see if I can find Angus?
Yeah, you can use your investigation to try and look for him.
Yeah, investigation. Alright. Good thing I have proficiency there. You're lucky.
That's the only thing he's lucky in at the
trying to-
moment.
Alright, my final is... Let me give me a moment. It's 22. My final is 22.
Great. You notice that the ball, that what you previously thought to be just a ball of moss floating down the river, you realize it's flailing about uselessly, and that it is actually your halfling companion drowning in a river.
I sigh, and then I fly over the Hydra so it cannot get me, and then fly towards Angus to get like basically kind of get him in my arm and get him on the horse.
He is underwater, so.
Well, yes. Well, I mean, like he's probably flailing on the surface, trying not to drown. I'm sure I'll be able to catch some part of him.
He tried to reach the surface, but he got pushed back under. So.
Push back under. Oh, I got an idea. Oh, I don't know. How much do you weigh, Angus?
Currently holding 75 pounds.
Alright, let me
plus
see
90.
something. Let me see. Where is it? There it is. Hold up to. Oh, well, that won't help then. I was thinking of use my mage hand to help pick you up, but can't activate magic items or carry more than 10 pounds. So you're already over the weight limit. What else?
Ooh,
Well, I
what's
mean, I'm
this?
underwater. You could use your mage hand to pull me to the surface at least.
No, because you
what about
yourself
your
are
unseen
too
servant?
heavy.
I can't just summon my unseen up there. I'd probably just get splashed in the water just like you. I don't know. I have something. I guess if I get close enough, I can use wind walk on you. I guess if you're willing, though. I guess you won't know what's happening though because you're just trying not to drown. Thinking of what to do to save this foolish halfling.
You can throw me a rope.
I don't have rope.
Oh. I could throw you a rope.
You don't know I'm
Can I
above
attempt-
you.
Can I use a perception to see if there are gulls above me?
Sure.
Alright. I'm gonna roll at a disadvantage. Oh hey, I rolled a 20. That's unfortunate, because my next roll is also going to be a 12.
You notice him above you, but there's not really anything you can do about that at the moment, is there?
Yeah, you're kind of just being swept down there. I'm just trying to think of a way of actually trying to get this little halfling. I guess suppose if he actually gets out to sea, he won't be pushed by the river anymore, and he'll build.
I had an idea. It's something along the lines of drinking the river, but I'm not drinking the river. I hold out my bag of devouring and open it as wide as I can.
Water starts rushing into the bag of devouring, but it does not seem to be doing so at a fast enough rate that the water level is decreasing any.
Yeah, it's a river. You're not gonna decrease it that fast.
Wait, I imagine there's something I can do. There's water rushing into the bag of devouring, right? So that means water is pushing me. I point the bag of devouring underneath me and use the force of the water rushing into the bag to launch me out of the water.
I don't think it works like that.
Nope. So you point the bag of devouring down and nothing happens.
I don't know. You tell me. When you put like a cup underwater, do you feel your hand get propelled as water goes into it?
The force of the water.
It's not like being sucked in or anything. It's just going in there naturally.
It's just flowing in.
Well,
Yeah.
no,
It's just
I
flowing
thought
in.
it's getting. I thought it's getting sucked in because it like pulls things
no,
into it, doesn't
no,
it?
look,
It feels living things into it.
it pulls
Oh.
living things into it, but the water's not a living creature,
It just
so
flows
therefore
into it.
you're just giving the creature on
It's
the
like what
other
you're trying
side
to
a
do is
drink.
drain the water into the bag.
Oh.
And you're thinking you can be propelled by it. Well, look, if you go get stuck on the ocean, you'll no longer have the river won't be pushing you underwater anymore. You can probably swim to the surface where I can get you.
Okay.
But you know, probably
was
sitting
just-
outside above you, and the Hydra is probably staring at me. He probably knows you're there now.
Yeah, the Hydra has since turned around and is starting to make its way, but you guys are currently going faster than the Hydra. So
Yeah. I'm like galloping right next to Angus, like in the air, trying to see if I can get him. I'm like trying to catch a grab at him, like come here.
All right.
Wait, I tell the steed to land on the water because he still has that ring, and so I can at least bend bend over the horse and try to grab him.
okay, your nightmare steed returns to galloping on the river alongside the drowning Angus.
I try to grab him out from out of the water.
Can you make an athletics check for me, please?
Me?
Yes.
I got -1 on athletics.
You need to work
This
out
is
more.
hilarious.
There we go.
Alright, I got 17. That's
Alright,
my
perfect.
total's
You
16.
managed. Good thing you did this before I found something to add to this, because I've been scrolling through for a while. You managed to bend over on your mighty steed, and you managed to grab onto one of Angus's flailing arms and pull him up to the surface.
I pull him up onto the horse.
No, you managed to pull him up to the surface.
Alright, I used my strength to pull him onto the horse.
Alright, can you make a strength check for me,
I
please?
have -1 there too. Let's hope that I can get you up on this horse. Alright, I got 13. I mean, I guess my final's 13, yeah.
Alright, you managed to pull him up out of the water and get him to the side of the horse. You haven't like done any fancy swinging him onto the horse. He's kind of he's holding onto the horse now. You're holding onto his arm, and he's trying to climb up, and that's what you've managed to do.
Okay,
he's not on the horse. Well, this is
I
now
want to
it's
climb.
up to Angus.
I want to climb the horse.
Climb
Alright,
onto the horse.
you make an athletics check.
Well, good thing
I have an advantage. I have a bonus at climbing, though.
Yeah, he does.
Yeah, climbing. What is it? Where is it? Where is it? Where is it? It's climbing. I know it's somewhere. Is it under my attributes?
As you are going along down the river, you are swiftly approaching a large, dark gray, what appears to be a smooth rock.
Oh dear. Hurry up, get on this horse, you halfling! So we can once more take flight.
Climbing no longer. Oh, so it doesn't give me a bonus in rolling. It just doesn't cost me an extra movement. All right. I rolled. Oh dear, I rolled a 4, and I'm rolling at a disadvantage. So I rolled a 7, and it's athletics. So it's plus nothing. So I didn't climb onto the horse.
So you got
I'm just
4.
holding-
Alright, so you attempted to climb on, but you have slipped further down, and as you've done so, you guys have come up to this large rock, only to realize it is not a rock at all, but a hippopotamus. And you have now just smacked it in the face as you ran by.
You know what? I have an idea. Something else my horse didn't do. Alright. I wanted my horse to use ethereal stride The nightmare let the 3 willing creatures within 5 feet of it magically enter the ethereal plane from the material plane, or vice versa. So they say I'm holding on to Angus, he's within the area. I'm like, Angus, we're going to go through the ethereal plane.
That doesn't sound any safer.
Look, we have a hippo and a hydra, and you're about to follow this whole horse.
I'm going to attempt to climb the hippo.
I'm still holding on to you. We just ran by the hippo.
Are you gonna try and use the hippo as a step to jump to propel yourself upward? Is that what you're trying to do?
Yes.
But we've already hit it though. I'm pretty sure we just passed it.
I'm going to use my halfling nimbleness to jump off of the hippo, do a flip, and land on the horse.
Once again, you're rolling at a disadvantage.
You are rolling at a disadvantage, and this is an athletics thing because you're trying to do.
It's an athletics thing, and guess what? I have +5 on my athletics. That's right. That's why I included the flip.
No, you have
the flip
+0 on
necessary.
athletics.
Athletics? No, it was acrobatics.
No. Look, alright, if you're gonna add a flip, you're doing athletics for the jumping on the hippo and the acrobatics for the flip.
Oh dear. Well, if anything, I could do a flip into the water. Yeah, maybe the hippo is impressed. So I roll.
You know, I'm holding on to basically one of your arms at the moment, right?
No, I've let go. Okay,
You let go? What? You let go? After all that trouble I went through just to get you out of the water?
No, I let go so I could jump off of the hippo, and I rolled a 14 because my higher roll was a 17.
Nice.
So
Alright, so you managed to jump off of the hippo and you are now flying through the air. Are you doing a flip or something?
I'm going to do a flip or some means of directing myself towards the horse's saddle.
Alright, go ahead with your acrobatics.
Alright. Oh, I rolled a 5. And I rolled a 10.
Alright, you have... Alright, so basically here's what happened. You were rushing towards this rock, you saw it coming, and as you approached it, you let go of Theragal and the horse, you planted your feet firmly on this hippo's face, jumped off of the hippo, flailed your arms about in the air, as you went flying through the air and landed not just on the nightmare, but you crashed into Theragal and you are now basically in his arms.
I hug Theragal as tight as I can and say, "Fly, horse, fly!"
No, he doesn't listen to you.
The horse does nothing because it doesn't.
I don't know. I don't know that.
I just looked at it in disgust, like, ugh, you're all wet, get off me! I tell the horse to fly into the air.
The horse takes off gracefully into the air just as you guys hit the ocean, and you are now soaring above the ocean. Let me take a quick look at the map. Yeah, okay, fine, that's fine.
Do we...
do
I have,
Do you have...
I can cure your poison.
oh yeah, do we have any remedies for my poison?
Oh, I can't. I can do it myself. I have a racial spell called Lesser Restoration, which can cure. It says you can touch a creature. It can end either one disease or one condition. The condition can be blinded, the deafened, paralyzed, or poisoned.
Please, I'm dying.
Tell me while I
I'm poisoned. I'm poisoned. I'll be able to better help you. If I'm no longer poisoned, because that's why I had such a hard time getting out of the river.
Well, if
Does
you
he know
if you vowed not to be extremely annoying, I would consider it.
Extremely annoying. Sure, I won't be extremely annoying.
I noticed what you're trying to say there. Just don't be annoying in general.
In general. Oh, alright. Well, I can't
Alright.
exactly promise that, I'll be honest with you. That would be dishonest of me.
Well, you know what? Whatever. I have a. It's my racial trait. So once I cast this, it doesn't really affect my spell slots. It just affects the racial trait. My Celestial Legacy. All right. I use lesser restoration on him. I have to touch him. I basically like put it.
Well, I'm in your arms, so that isn't a problem.
I use cast lesser restoration to cure the poison.
And just like that, you feel magnificent. Like you didn't even realize before, like, how heavy and weak your limbs felt with all the poison running through you. But you feel...
I am a little guy.
You feel restored.
Like,
you no longer feel the weight of the... what's the word I'm looking for here? You no longer feel that weakness, that aching feeling in your limbs, and you're great. You didn't realize how bad you were feeling until you felt much better than that.
It's like the spider from, I imagine it was like the spider from Lord of the Rings that bit Frodo. It bit me, but I just kept running around and jumping. Oh well.
Alright.
Well, when we're flying towards the ocean, I turn around and I go towards the coast. I don't want to just go out to sea.
So you head back towards the coast. You remember that Samantha told you that once you reach this point, if you went north, you would find where the source of this spidery conundrum came from.
Alright, well, I guess we fly north then, along the coast.
Yeah, but what about the Hydra?
Well, no, it probably, we already lost it, because we were so much faster than it.
Yeah, you've left that Hydra in the dust.
We'll fight it another time if we come by it again. When we're stronger.
Alright, I'm going to attempt to climb out of Theragal's arms and back onto
Yes, please do.
Yeah, you can go back to riding in your place on the back of the oars.
I just go.
So what are you guys doing?
Robes are all wet.
So you guys are what, flying north, I assume?
We're flying north, along the coast.
Alright,
actually, I want to make my horse land on the coast.
Alright.
And just start galloping along the coast.
Alright.
Probably have to find a way. I don't want to go with... Yeah.
As you see the coast doesn't really head north. The coast itself heads northeast.
Oh, well, I guess we have to just go straight in the forest, yes?
Yeah, beyond the coast is more forest.
Alright then, we shall land onto the coast, and...
We could land on the ocean.
Why would we need to land on the ocean? If you land on the coast or the ocean, it makes a difference.
Oh, I mean, what if there's spider webs on the coast? We could land on the ocean.
Well, we have to go into the forest anyway, so we're gonna go into the thick of the webs.
Alright.
I like how you're like, I'm gonna try and avoid all these spider webs. Has to walk through them anyway.
Well, no, it's not. We have to go through. I land on the horse and I make the horse slowly walk through the forest. And I tell Angus, I tell Halfling to be on guard at all times. So we're basically both of us are on guard, ready for anything. Anything might happen. And I tell my horse the same thing. Be on guard, horse. There might be spiders lurking anywhere. So if we
So,
if we roll initiative, we have advantage.
Yes, that's true. At this point, after all of that conundrum, it is now coming to darkness. It is night now. It is the beginnings of night.
Alright. I'd say, what we could do, I could set up a little camp, or like some kind of marker, and, we could maybe go home? Or set up camp? I don't know. How do you feel? I feel fantastic, actually. Just,
Well, I
not
can
sure if
see
it
in
would
the
be
dark.
alive,
But also,
but-
our horse is illuminated, so
That's
it
true.
it
It
makes
is a bright, shining light in the near darkness.
Are you sure a bright, shining light would be a good idea in a
It's not
forest
like
surrounded
it's
by
not like I could turn it off. It just does it.
Oh, okay, never mind. I'm gonna just stay on guard. I'm gonna sit up on the back of the horse and just
And also,
stare.
I can see in the dark, so I'll be fine. I'll just
Okay.
warn you if I see anything, or my horse.
what-
I guess my horse probably like neigh or something because I told it to be on guard as well. It's an intelligent horse. I can communicate it. It works. We're just slowly kind of trotting through the forest northwards.
I'll stay on guard.
Beautiful. That sounds awesome. What is that? Never mind. I don't want to know.
That doesn't sound good.
Well, actually, let me see what this is.
You know
That
what?
also
I just-
doesn't sound good.
Is it possible I could just burn the forest?
Yeah,
You could
stealth
definitely
bomb the
try.
forest.
You could definitely try.
Well,
But then
And
again, if we did that, remember what happened last time? I burnt a large
Yeah, it just
swath of the
regrows.
forest that just grew back. So it'd be kind of pointless.
as you're noting that, you've noticed the forest around you is, when you first started, the forest was teeming with life of all sorts. Now, you don't see much life at all. In fact, the forest, you don't see like any animals skittering around anymore. The trees are all drooping and withering. There are no bright flowers anymore. Everything seems to be kind of
dead.
dull and dying.
Well, you know what else? You know what else dead
in
is?
this more spider-infested territory.
You know what else it is? Flammable.
You also, okay, at this point, as you're walking along, you see a small, not like a trail, like something, like a, almost like where someone has come through and forced their way through this area. It is a path
Can I do an
leading
investigation
directly
roll to
north.
determine if it was, in fact, a someone and not a something?
Sure.
All right. Investigation. Oh, I rolled a 4. Ha. Well. Well, I am sitting on the back of the horse, so.
I mean, it's pretty dark. So my horse
with
is
a 4.
illuminating the area.
With a 4 you can, I mean, it's pretty, it seems like, like someone or something forced their way through this area. Are you going to, it is headed north as you are attempting to get to. And it does seem to be the easiest way through this spider-webbed foliage garbage.
We could have just flown above it.
Well, if we float above it and go straight into the spider blight, we wouldn't be able to kill spiders and level up.
I don't
So
know what
I
you're
thought
talking
if we
about.
go straight into the middle of this thing, we'd be extremely out-leveled, or everything would be a lot stronger than us, so I figured we might as well start from the edge and then go make our way in if we come by any spiders.
Going on about levels!
No, don't worry, it's just my raving madness. Because, you know, I know more about this tower now, so I probably know, like, such thing as a level.
You do know, well, no, I can't say you do know anything or anything, because that would require you to tap into the knowledge of the tower. A thing you have
sure,
not
I'll tap into the knowledge
do.
of the tower right now. See, what do I know, huh? Tell me.
The power of the tower.
Tell you what
Tap
you
into
know? Alright. I need you
Yes.
to make a Constitution saving throw.
Are these gonna be things that are like this? Basically, every time I do it, I have a chance to die.
I just
Yes.
need you to make a Constitution saving throw.
Fine. What's my Constitution saving throw? Let's see. +1. Nice. Alright. I got 18. That's my final.
Alright, you feel a slight tingle in your head, almost like the coming-ons of some kind of, you're not quite sure, magical affliction or something, but then you are graced with the knowledge that the tower, this area of the tower is usually teeming with life, but since the arrival of the spiders, the things around have been dying, and that the spiders are slowly but surely expanding their way through this area, going further and further and further, almost like a plague. But the tower does not seem to know where the spiders came from.
I need to find the source of this spider blight. Now my head hurts a little.
Why is that? I haven't been talking
Because I have
to
to
you.
deal with your idiocy all the time.
That'll make your head really hurt.
Yes. I'm surprised it hasn't been destroyed.
How about you do what you call Constitution saving throw then?
No. No, I'm actually pretty good at playing it off, like when I'm just like yelling to myself about stuff you don't know. Because this, that's why.
Alright.
Nice. Okay. As you guys are yelling at each other,
Oh dear.
you hold on. Alright, you hear a bit of a rustling above you.
Well,
we're
looks
on
like we
guard,
dropped our
so...
guard. No, we didn't. We were yelling at each other.
Oh darn. Well, my horse was on guard. I told him to be on guard.
Well, that's, yeah, you hear a rustling
My
and
horse is intelligent.
your horse whinnied a bit.
Hey, what?
As
We
you
both
heard,
look up.
as you heard the rustling, your horse whinnied a bit.
It neighed a bit.
It whinnied a bit.
Whinnied a bit. What is that? What does whinnied mean? What?
You've
you
never
want me to look up
heard
whinnying?
you've never heard of that? A horse whinnying?
No, I don't think so.
Here, I can pull up an example. Horse winning.
How do you
Here
even
you
spell
are.
that? Ah, that.
Yes.
I know.
It's a whinny.
I didn't know it was called that. That's
It's
a
a-
weird name.
It's a whinny. W-H-I-N-N-Y.
Winning.
Whinny.
Well,
It's a whinny.
Hearing the horse win.
Whinny.
When
Whinny.
It whinnies.
has won.
Well, winning.
The
Yeah,
horse has
winning.
gotten all of the Infinity Stones and is galloped off into the distance.
It's
horse-
winning.
The horse wins. The The horse
We
wins.
won the Infinity Tower.
The horse
We're done.
The horse wins. All of the stones appear before. The horse wins. All of the stones appear before it, and it becomes an all-powerful god. It says, "Aha! Who's riding who now?" You find that the horse is now riding you. All right, let's.
I intend to hide from our new horse god's wrath.
All right, now let's continue on.
Alright, well, I hear the horse whining, winning, whatever.
You hear
I
the horse
just-
make a
I-
sound that you don't understand.
I just hear it make a noise. It was obviously a noise of probably I don't know, and it's a noise it made, and I looked to the horse like, what is it? I look around.
Even though you heard
look
rustling above you, you look around. Okay, Angus,
yeah,
you look.
I know.
Angus, you look up to see something looking down back at you. It is a spider about as big as Theragal is. It's a bright red spider covered in black spots, and it is now dropping onto your head.
I say, oh yeah, pretty one, as I dodge.
Alright, can you make a dexterity check?
I'm pretty sure my horse would run out of the way if it saw it coming down.
It didn't see it. It heard some rustling, and it reacted to that. You're looking around. The horse is looking around. Angus is the only one who thought to look up. So, Angus, can you please make a dexterity check?
Yes, I rolled a 22.
Perfect. You jump off the horse, to the ground, about to the right of the horse, and the spider has now landed on top of the horse where you were, and is now going to go ahead and I need you guys to go ahead and make an initiative.
Can I roll an advantage?
Yes, because you saw this coming, so I'll just get rid of the
I
Hydra
rolled
statue.
17.
Wait, am I rolling at a disadvantage then?
No, you're just rolling it regular.
Alright, I got a roll of 18. Nice. Got a good,
Nice.
good rolls.
Oh, sweet. Spider just rolled a natural 20 for initiative.
Oh,
Uh-oh.
well, I guess that just wasn't enough.
There's the spider, then Theragal. And then Angus,
What about
what
my
did you
horse?
roll?
The horse can do a lot of damage.
Angus?
Should my horse get initiative?
The horse is with you. Angus?
Oh, okay.
What was your initiative?
Huh? My initiative was 17.
Oh, okay. You all rolled pretty high. It was a really close one. Oh my. Seem to have suddenly gotten hiccups. Alright, so the spider, the night spider, is going to go ahead. I'm sorry. I almost called it Brian.
Brian the spider! I've heard of these spiders! That most of the deadly spiders!
No, you don't understand. It's a reference to the Adventure Zone, where there's
The spider's name is Brian.
The Adventure Zone is a Dungeons and Dragons podcast. It's a really good one. I haven't finished it, but it's really good. Anyway, in one of their first adventures, they go after this guy known as what is he, the
Magic Brian.
Yeah, his name is Magic Brian, but he's called the something spider, the black
He's like the
spider.
spider wizard.
He's called like the black spider, but he has a giant black spider. So they're like, the black spider, and they're like, well, the one that's the spider, and they're like, they realize that the guy's name is Brian, and the spider's name is also Brian.
Brian!
So,
Yes? The spider and the person turned to you?
I was like, giant black spider. Immediately my brain was like, Brian!
It's Brian.
It's Brian! It's Brian the Night Spider. The Adventures in, really good podcast. You guys should listen to it.
I watched a little bit of it, but...
It's brilliant. Alright, so, Brian. Oh my gosh, I'm gonna be stuck on Brian. The Night Spider is going to go ahead and, make a bite at you. There we go.
Me. It will just land on my horse. Why doesn't it go for my horse? It's like literally the biggest thing there. If you try to eat.
Yeah. Why would it go for the big thing? That's okay. It missed terribly. Didn't quite natural fail, but almost. So it totally missed because it was like kind of stunned from the drop, and it's gonna go ahead and fail at biting you. So.
That Margaret cost 17. Good luck with that.
It's Theragol's turn.
Yeah, missed.
It kind of like mushes its face onto your shoulder. It's like, wait a minute, that's not how this works.
What are you doing, you idiot spider? If you're gonna try to kill me, at least do it right.
So now it's Theragol's turn.
Alright, you know what? I want to throw a fireball straight into its face, a firebolt.
Okay, it was like a fireball. Are you sure you want to do that?
Firebolt. No, it's a firebolt. I only have firebolts, so I don't have fireballs.
Alright.
Firebolt straight to its face.
Sure.
And alright. So do I have to roll a check to see if I hit it? Yeah.
Yeah.
Alright. I got a natural 20! A natural
Sweet.
20, hell yeah, heck yeah.
Sweet, you got a 20, double damage. You rolled a 19, Mark. I punched it.
What?
Just a reference. Go ahead.
Alright, so I have firebolt, so it does 1d10 of damage. So, and then I just multiply whatever I hit by 2, right?
Yep.
Alright, my total is 10. I got 5.
Sweet. Okay.
And then after I with the firebolt, I'm gonna tell my horse to attack it.
Alrighty.
So once I launch the firebolt, my horse will attack it. My horse does.
Wait, how is the horse going to attack the spider that is on its back? I would like to know.
On its back, you can probably buck a bit. It won't hit it. You probably buck it off though.
All right, you can try and buck it off.
Yes, I mean it doesn't want the spider on it. It's gonna buck it off its back. It's probably gonna fall on the floor and be disoriented.
Alright.
I just took fire in its face and just got bucked off a horse.
Alright, if you're gonna ask the horse to buck it off, that will be a horse's strength check for the horse, which I've got its stats right here, so I'll do that.
Its strength is 18 plus 4.
Well, it's 18, which gives it a modifier of plus 4, so it rolled a 12, so it got a whole... Alright, so yeah, the spider
and its face is on fire
goes flying off the back of the horse, and it slams into a tree behind the horse, and falls to the ground on its back. So that makes it Angus's turn.
Is it dead?
No, it's just on its back, flailing its legs about for the moment.
Alright. I wish to jump onto the center of the spider's abdomen and stab it with my short sword in the center of its abdomen.
Okay. Sure.
Yeah. So what would I do to do that?
If you actually hit it first.
No, well, first if he's going to jump onto it, that's going to be an athletics.
It's going to be acrobatics.
He's not doing anything particularly... I can make it an acrobat. Sure, we'll slide. We'll slide this time with acrobatic.
He is jumping in the air. I mean, I can see how that...
I can see how it is acrobatic. Sure, we'll make it an acrobatic.
I wish to do a flip onto the thing as well.
No, don't do a flip. You're just pushing your luck here.
Yeah, because the more you flip, the harder I make the
acrobatics. Check. I rolled a 14.
Total?
Is that your final?
Yeah, it's my final.
Okay, yeah, you can jump onto the You have successfully jumped, no fancy flips or anything, you just managed to jump from point A to point B onto the abdomen of the spider. It is now flailing its legs in your face.
I'm going to stab the middle of the spider's abdomen.
Alright.
And then, like, do a twist. So, I guess it's a strength roll.
No, you're gonna roll an attack, crazy.
An attack?
Yeah, with your sword.
It's gonna go straight through the spider.
Well, so this isn't good. Do you guys want to know what I rolled?
What'd you roll?
Please tell me it's a natural fail.
Yeah, it was.
It's a natural 1.
But I'm lucky! I'm lucky!
He does
what does
have
that
luck.
do again?
He gets to re-roll a natural 1.
I get to re-roll. I'm gonna re-roll. Oh my gosh. Alright,
so you gotta re-roll.
I rolled up from a 3. I mean, I rolled up from a 1 to a 3. Why am I doing so bad rolls today? I'm gonna use my other D20 next time I have to do one of these.
So you don't manage to quite break through the spider's, so as you thrust your sword downwards to stab through the spider, because it is flailing its arms about, or its legs about, it kind of knocks into you, and you're kind of disoriented a bit, and you kind of miss your stab there. You kind of get winded for a moment, and fail at actually stabbing it. Which brings it around.
Can I use my...
Go ahead.
I was gonna use my cutting action to disengage from the spider.
But you're not, like, moving out of its range, so...
You kind of just got knocked off off the spider.
Well, he's still on it. He just kind of got, like, smacked with it by its legs.
Oh,
well, then what happens next is the spider's turn now.
Alright.
Should I be a little disoriented because I literally burned its face.
The spider is freaking
too.
out on the ground at the moment, trying to get itself up. Let me flip back to the spider's page here. No, not the hippopotamus.
Not the
hippopotamus shows up.
Just bashing through the woods. Just very angry.
No!
Look, if any creature was going to come busting through the woods, it would be that Hydra. So then, let's see what it can do here. The spider's going to go ahead and manage to plant some of its back feet firmly onto the tree that is behind you, that it crashed into. It's going to go ahead and attempt to flip itself over while you are on
Angus is
on top of it.
Well, I mean, that's fine.
So it's going to go ahead and do a check here. Oh, sweet. It totally succeeded.
You know, I just realized something.
What's that?
Could it do that thing that spiders do when they wrap up prey? Like, they grab them and just, like, swivel the web around them.
I suppose it could if it wanted to, but I am acting as the spider, and it has decided to try and flip itself over with Angus on top of it, which it has succeeded at doing, and Angus, you have now found yourself underneath the spider. And
now the spider's turn.
And the spider's going to bite you. Or at least attempt to. So let's take a look at this. Yeah, that's gonna be a hit.
Oh my.
Because that's over 20, and I know your armor class is not over 20. So...
Yeah, it's 13.
Yeah, nope, it didn't even need its modifier. It's gonna go ahead and chomp down on your shoulder, because apparently I've decided that this spider has a thing for shoulders.
I'm poisoned again.
Chomping down on your shoulder. You must make a dexterity saving throw.
Dexterity, good. Anyway, I rolled a 15, 16, 17, 18. I rolled an 18.
Final is 18.
Okay, hold on, let me see. Alright, you managed to pull yourself out of the spider's mouth before it can poison you, but it still chomped its feet into you. So it's going to do... Oh, sweet. Alright, you got away with only the minimum amount of damage here. You got away with 5 damage.
Oh my.
I rolled a 1, but its modifier, it's +4, so... You know.
Ow!
You got
Well,
4
now
damage.
it's my turn.
Yeah, that makes it Theragal's turn. This spider is behind you on your horse. Well, I'm saying you're on your horse and it's behind you and the horse.
Wait, I have a question. Since I threw fire in its face, shouldn't it be burning a bit?
Well, no, it didn't catch fire. It's not made out of paper.
Okay, well, I fire an Eldritch Blast at it.
Already?
Let's see, I need to see if I actually hit the dang thing. Okay, plus... Okay, I don't have to add it by anything, right? No? Okay, don't add it by... So, my final 16, that's what it is. Actually, wait, plus... I think it's plus
It's
6
fine.
though, because
You hit.
No, it should be plus 6, which is like 22, because my magic
Modifiers,
stuff.
yeah. Because of all your helpful
6.
modifiers.
22.
Yeah, 22. See, I really gave you some really cool stuff, didn't I? Because I
That wasn't because
when
stuff, this is
I
my traits.
Yeah, but I also gave you the robe that added remember the robe gives you that +2 thing.
You did give me plus 2.
See?
Nice.
Because
That's
I
great.
helped
So you got a 22, so I definitely hit it.
Yeah, you definitely hit it.
So there's 1d10 plus 2, because that's my All right, let's see. I got 11. My final's 11.
Final is 11. Okay, you're starting to do some damage here.
Yes, I should knock him off knock off Theragal too, because it has like it does force damage.
It does force damage. Okay, well that's different. Okay, so the spider has been slammed with this spell. You basically bashed it, but since behind it was a tree, it just slammed itself into the tree and fell over on top of Angus now.
Uh-oh.
Well,
Again.
this gives you a chance to stab it.
Alright, I'm going to just once again thrust my short sword upwards.
Alrighty.
Alright, so...
It's literally on top of you. I think you should have a little bit of advantage.
I rolled an 18.
You're fine.
Nice.
You got it.
Yeah.
The spider comes crashing down upon you, and you manage to thrust your sword upwards into it.
Alright, it does 1d6 plus 3 piercing damage. So... I did 5, 6, 7, 8 damage to the spider.
Alright, you thrust that short sword of yours into its abdomen, and it squeals in pain and wriggles its legs about.
Is it not dead?
Alright, well I have another action. I'm going to twist the sword to like do more damage to it.
I'm gonna... I guess since you're already stabbing it, armor class is kind of a mute point, so that would...
Well, actually, Betty, I want to drag the sword, like, in a way so, like, I slice through it.
Slice through it?
Through its head.
Yeah.
Okay, let me think about this for a moment. You want to drag the sword through its body Just slash through it.
Just slash through it, yes.
Okay, can you make a strength check for me?
Oh dear. Oof, I rolled a 5.
Yeah, you push on that sword to try and slice through. It's kind of not moving anywhere. You kind of just you wiggle the sword about inside of the spider and it hisses and screeches, but doesn't seem to go anywhere.
It just has a sword in it now while it's its turn. Just has.
Can I use my cunning action to remove the sword from its body?
You can pull the sword out. I will accept that.
Okay, I'll pull the sword out, and I want to use my cunning action to see what it does here again. Bonus action each of your turn: dash, disengage, or hide. I want to attempt to hide from the spider somehow.
I think you should just dash away from the spiders.
I don't think you can hide from a creature that is like angrily glaring at you, because you have stabbed it.
I wish to disengage, so I want to get out of the spider's attack range. Or actually, would dash be a good option?
It's still on top of you.
It is very much on top of you, so I don't think you can move away.
I don't think you can do much
under
it.
That would be a strength check.
A strength
which you've used your action, so.
Oh. Okay, well I'll just sit here underneath it, grumbling to myself.
Alright, then it's the spider's turn, and the spider's going to go ahead and stand itself up on its legs. It's looking a little wobbly, but as it stands up, the blood of the spider comes pouring out of the hole in the abdomen you made onto you. So now it's going to go ahead and sink its fangs into you again, because it is not happy.
Not happy at all.
It's gonna go ahead and it's gonna stumble face first down into you and fail at attacking.
It just leaves its head on the ground. Like...
It basically went to bite you, and instead just face planted into the ground and is now crumbled on top of you, feeling really woozy.
It's like a drunk spider.
It's losing a lot of blood. So it's gonna go ahead and be Therigal's turn.
It is so Therigal's turn once more. So let's see. I guess one more Eldritch Blast should finish it off. Another one. 1d20 plus 6. Let's see. Oh, I got it! I got a natural 20 again!
Oh, perfect. You're good.
This thing's gonna die! Alright, 1d10. D10. That'll be times 2 whatever I get. That's 16. My final is 18.
Great. You blast that thing and it gets blasted into the tree, and it just goes flying apart.
Well, I guess I'm not getting the fangs from that thing, eh?
You don't need your fangs.
I'm amassing a collection of spider fangs, alright?
And with
your
that is done.
Gemstone fang.
Done is done.
Yeah. I should have 2 of them, but my inventory only says I have 1.
Alright, well, we killed it. So I'm gonna just pat myself off, because just basically kind of tried to jump at me. I fell off the horse.
Yeah, Angus is now covered with the insides of this spider. As one, he stabbed it, and then its insides came pouring out onto him. And then you basically exploded it on top of him, so he's just covered with spider.
I wish to attempt to do that cartoon thing, or I just kind of dash and it leaves an outline Oh, like that grossness?
Yeah, you run towards, like you make this motion like you're about to dash, and then you run forward and you just run forward covered in spider goo towards Theracol, causing Theracol to be quite alarmed that you're probably going to cover him in spider guts.
No, I wanted to do like an athletics check or something.
I'm not gonna let you do that.
I want to attempt to dodge the mess that's currently on me.
You can't. Nope. There's no dodging.
So he's heading straight for me. Is that what you're saying?
Yes, he said it's straight for you.
I want to avoid him. Avoid him now. I want to get out of his way.
Alright, you just go marching along the path and he's just like, aww.
I'm not getting covered in spider. You're not gonna ride the horse.
I was hoping to do that that thing in cartoons where I just run and leave like an Angus outline.
Nope. I know what he's talking about.
You're just covered in mess still. You look. You are not. Like... You are not Peter Porker. This is not gonna.
I know. I can hold. I will hold the bag of devouring upside down, so I could use it to rinse myself off.
Oh, because it has all that water in it.
Yeah.
That's true. It would not have consumed the water.
Actually, you were still wet before. You should be like really cold right now.
You pick up. You take your bag of devouring. Put it above your head, open it up, and water just comes gushing out, effectively giving you a shower, but it does succeed at cleaning most of the spider gunk off of you.
Alright. Well, there's still like a whole bunch of water in it. Hopefully. I can just fill it up, so I was hoping to use it against an enemy, just open the bag of devouring. It's like a Minecraft bucket, just like flood everything.
You've effectively created a quite large puddle where you were standing, so...
Alright. Well, I'm gonna... Look, I'm clean now. You can dry me off or something.
I have no way to dry you off.
Yeah,
you're just gonna walk through the forest wet.
Well, I don't have to walk through the forest.
You have to... I mean, now that you're not covered in spider guts, I suppose I'd let you on my horse. But if he was still covered in spider guts, I would have made him walk on the side by the horse. Because I don't think even a horse would be like to be covered in spider guts if he sits on it.
Oh yeah,
I don't want to be near him.
If you had not let me on the horse, I would have just stealthed onto the horse anyways. So
I'd like to see you try.
Oh, I can. I will.
I guess we just like get back on the horse and like hop back on. Let's go, you idiot.
Alright.
I guess we didn't level up from killing that thing. That's why they're weak.
No.
We did kill like a bunch of gemstone spiders before.
That's true, you did. You've done quite a lot since your last level. Unfortunately, you didn't face the Hydra. I would have given you some definite levels from that, but you know, you didn't. So I'm working my way up through the difficulty meter here.
So I guess we don't level up.
So you guys gonna continue walking down this path?
Yeah, we're continuing heading north. Slowly trying. Now I'm gonna stay on guard and ignore Angus because I don't want to have to be distracted again.
Do a perception check for me.
Perception. Okay. I can see in the dark, so I should have like an advantage.
Alright, just a regular perception check, please.
Alright.
I like how I said I was gonna use my other one, but I'm still using the one that like failed me a whole bunch. Anyway, I rolled a 6.
Alright, I rolled an 8. Plus my perception is... Wait, plus 3 is... sorry, I didn't do the thing first. I got 11 basically. Like my total, my final is 11.
Well, then I got 7.
Yeah.
Alright. Sorry.
Yeah, I'll pass you at 11. Alright, you notice, you make note that the path seems to have, be wide enough for a party of individuals, perhaps, to have thrashed their way through here, but they seem to have used brute force to force their way through on this to make this path.
Brute force, a thing we can't do.
Well, I suspect that this is the party that Samantha was talking about that just stole her goods.
Well, technically, we stole her goods as well.
I didn't steal anything, you did.
Which reminds me, can I pop a health potion?
Go right on ahead.
You know, I may be like my alignment may be neutral evil, but I actually have not showed any signs of me actually being evil. I'm just I'm just really, you know, I'm just really mean.
You're just a jerk.
Just mean.
I'm just, you know, I just don't like anyone, and I'm just, you know, words to people. I can't say these words now, but you know, I'm those.
You're a jerk.
I mean, I never really shown that I'm evil. Just, you know, don't care for anything.
2d4 plus 2. Alright. So, I healed 1.
The only one who's actually done anything bad is Angus.
4.
He's been thieving nonstop.
6, 7.
Yeah, I've just been a huge,
insatiable,
you know, yeah.
kleptomaniac.
Yeah, he's a kleptomaniac, so I guess that's why.
Okay, I'm at full.
Oh, congratulations.
Yay. Well, that's
as
one of
you're
my character flaws.
As you're going along the path, you come to a wider area that is just a mess of destruction. You can tell there was a commotion here. You see a few dead spiders laying around. Well, you see what's left of dead spiders. They seem to have been just like, one seems to have been hacked to pieces. Another one seems to have you just see where it seems almost kind of like almost like where you exploded the spider earlier. The spider seems to have just been blasted apart before the trail continues on northward again.
Well, I guess we'll follow this trail since it's been made.
And in this, and kind of like on one of the sides of the, you see like a trail of blood from part of this apparent battle scene that leads off to the side to a large web that you see a web bundle.
Well, let's go meet this corpse.
I get off the horse. I
We'll go to this bundle.
I stealthily approach the bundle and I quietly cut it open with the sword. So I hold
I
the
like
sword
how
at
you
arm's
decide
length.
to declare that you can stealth your way past everything.
Yes, I am naturally stealthy. It's one of my
go ahead and make a stealth check then if you're stealthing your way towards this bundle.
If you think it's so stealthy, then why don't you take a roll?
As you're walking on spider webs that are attached to other webs, and all spiders have web sense, and therefore can sense anything that is on their web.
Alright, well I'm gonna stealth past the spiders, and guess what? I'm gonna use my pewter die, so I don't mess it up. And my pewter die says I rolled 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19.
You make your way slowly but surely to this bundle of webbing, as Therigal is just like not stealthing at all, and nothing seems to you don't see anything immediate approach to you. Nothing comes stampeding over like, hey, who's messing with my web? You make it safely to the bundle. Theragal, are you joining him to the bundle?
I guess I'll have to stay on the side of the road.
I mean, everything is covered in
Not
webs.
road. I mean, I'll just stay on the side, like outside of what the heck he's going to. And I guess if he needs me, just call, and I'll make sure to ignore him.
Alrighty.
I'll cut the bundle open.
Alright, can you...
Do a strength check, hopefully you don't stab someone inside.
Can you do a strength check? Well, no, a strength check would be if he was like ripping it. I'm gonna go ahead and attack the bundle, I suppose.
I attacked the bundle. I rolled a 6. Do I have anything that helps me here? Hold on.
Oh, what are you attacking it with?
My sword. Do I have any proficiency bonuses?
I don't know, do you?
I rolled a 6. Wait, where'd I go to check my proficiency bonuses?
Well, shouldn't it tell you on your weapon itself? Wait, because it should on beyond it.
It's a finesse weapon, and I'm really good with finesse weapons.
But it should tell you automatically that it should say plus
yeah, I'm
this.
proficient.
You're using your short sword here?
Yeah. But I rolled a 6.
So then you get your proficiency bonus, which is +2.
Oh, so I rolled an 8.
Mm-hmm.
Is that good enough?
It is not good enough to slice through this webbing. You can
Come
make
on, Peter, die.
You can make a strength check against it if you want.
A strength check. Okay, I'll make a strength check. Okay, Pewter die, don't fail me now. I rolled... here we go, that's better. I rolled a 19.
Ah, perfect. You rip that sucker open to find a dwarf inside.
A dwarf?
I see he's still alive.
No, he is long since dead and drained.
Oh, well, loot his corpse.
I want to sleight of hand all of his pockets.
You're gonna sleight of hand all of his pockets?
Yeah. Like a magician.
Alright, go on
like
ahead.
Carmen Sandiego.
Like Carmen Sandiego.
It's gonna look like that scene where she's fighting the guy with the coat.
Oh my goodness. Yeah. That was such a good show.
Except it's 2 midgets.
Midgets.
Actually, 1 midget and a dead midget who's not fighting back.
Go on ahead. I would, yeah, go ahead, I guess, and make your sleight of hand, I suppose, if that's how you're gonna do this. I would assume this would be an investigation, though, because you're not really stealing from anyone.
Alright,
yeah, it's not like they're gonna use it.
I'll do an investigation then. I rolled 8 plus... I rolled a 9.
You rolled a 9?
For my investigation.
Okay. That falls into
if it's an investigation.
Which means...
Oh wait, no, that's a 2. I read intimidation. It's a 2. Investigation is +2, so... I rolled a 10. Sorry.
You rolled a 10. Got it. That's still in the same category. That is an odd, which makes that is a 1. So 1 plus 2. I'm gonna use my new what's the word? Treasure deck that I've created. So I've made a deck of treasures. Basically, your investigation added 2 cards that I draw from the treasures, plus I rolled a 1, so I'm drawing 1 card, plus the 2 from your investigation check. So I'm pulling 3 cards from this deck. This is 3 random treasures. Alright, let's see. You got and this is where you're gonna have to go in, and please don't put these under as, additional items, because yeah, you can go into your thing and make a custom item and just make them both 1, I suppose, as your weight thing, because other than that
Add
your
custom
like
item.
random item, additional item thing won't add any weight to your inventory, and it drives me nuts. You found a brooch, a gold and silver brooch, in the design of a little dragon. It's just like a little curled up dragon. Nothing fancy. You found a platinum ring, set with a sapphire.
How
by
much
the
does
way,
it cost?
the brooch is 750 gold.
Oh my. 7.
You don't have to sit there and hit the little up arrow. It's just a brooch made of gold and silver. If you want to add to it, it's a dragon, but I don't know if you plan on keeping
Looks
it or.
like a dargan.
Sure, it's a dargan. Sure.
Did I do it right?
You found a
silver brooch.
Yep. You found
a ring, you said?
a platinum ring. It is set with a sapphire. It's worth 7,500 gold.
Ooh. Platinum ring.
Wait, I'll be right back. I need to go bathroom real quick.
Oh. Platinum ring. Set with sapphire. Alright, not sure if I spelled sapphire. It weighs 1.
SAPHIRE.
I put sapphire. Close enough. And 70 something fat. Like, this is Angus, okay? 7,000 something?
7.5.
7,500. Oh, right. Platinum ring has been added.
And then. Shoot, this is not the right.
Oh, wait, there's another.
Spreadsheet.
Oh, alright.
There's gonna be another one. Hold on. It's this one. I pulled the random potion card, so I have to generate a random potion. But I didn't have my thing yet. So here we go. A random potion. This is going to be. Shoot, what was the button for this again? Nope. Nope. I hate this thing. That's not the right one either. Okay, can you... Alright, you found... What even is this? You found an oil of sharpness.
Wait, what?
You found oil of sharpness. It's a potion.
Sharpness?
Yep.
Potion of sharpness.
Oil.
Potion. Sharp.
It's a potion, but it's called oil of sharpness.
Oil of sharpness. Okay, I added it.
This clear gelatinous oil sparkles with tiny, ultra-thin silver shards. The oil can coat one slashing or piercing weapon, or up to 5 pieces of slashing or piercing ammunition. Applying the oil takes 1 minute. For 1 hour, the coated item is magical and has +3 bonus to attack and damage rolls.
What's happening?
He found oil of sharpness.
What of what?
Sharp oil for my sword.
And additionally, this one is not a card, it's one that I planned for you guys to find on this particular person. You found in his coat, you find a
$1 bill.
Yeah, right. Yeah, you find a $1 bill and you find a little green slip of paper with numbers on it and symbols all over it. You have no idea what it means.
And a picture of someone.
No, you find it is a small lunchbox.
Ooh. I opened the lunchbox.
Inside the lunchbox is a sandwich.
Oh.
You have found the lunchbox of endless sandwiches.
Really?
I take the sandwich out, and is there another sandwich in the sandwich box?
No, there's not another sandwich in there.
Every hour, a sandwich of your choice appears in the box. The sandwich heals you for 1d8 point damage in addition to being delicious. It also comes with an apple juice box. Once per day before you eat any of the sandwiches, you can summon all the sandwiches at once to form a stream of sandwiches that does 2d8 point of bludgeoning damage.
So I found this item online. This item was actually somebody submitted it as a suggestion on Reddit for the Adventure Zone to put in their custom item shop. I just found this online as I was looking through Dungeons and Dragons items. I thought it was hilarious. So I was like, yeah, that sounds hilarious. So I went on D&D Beyond and made it into a custom item for the campaign. There you go, guys. A lunchbox. The sandwich is a sandwich of your choice. What kind of sandwich have you pulled out?
What kind of well, I don't know. It must have been whatever sandwich the dwarf wanted, because it was him who had it last. I
want a sandwich that makes me into a god! Inside
the sandwich, it's a regular plain bread. It's got a slice of... Actually, it has nothing. It has nothing in it. It is just 2 slices of bread.
It's just 2 slices of bread. Is it 2 slices of bread with a piece of toast between them?
No, it's just 2 slices of bread. They're not even toasted. And there's a little box of apple juice. With a straw for you too. But the straw doesn't have any of that gross plastic on it. It's just a straw attached. Somehow magically affixed to the box that you can take off and use.
I guess I just head back into the lunchbox and take the
What if I
apple
want a
juice.
sandwich that
I close the lunchbox and I guess just walk back to Theragal wearing a dragon brooch, a platinum ring, and carrying a lunchbox. Actually, maybe I pocket the platinum ring, just wearing the brooch with my necklace.
That sounds funny. That sounds amazing.
Just carrying this lunchbox back like that's all he had.
Tonight, would I know what that lunchbox is? Should I do a history check? Or a Arcana check, I mean.
Yeah, go ahead.
What?
Go ahead.
Arcana check, let's go.
I'm just...
I got... My final would be... I think 21? I got 15, and my Arcana is +4, which is 9, and my proficiency is +2, which is 21. Yeah. I got 15. I got 21 basically.
All right, you look at this lunchbox and instantly recognize it for what it is.
I see you have a lunchbox of endless sandwiches.
I sit there with a blank expression on my cute little Angus face, sipping a box of orange juice. I look like that GIF I look like that GIF that that Mars sent me. Sorry. That's what Angus looks like now. I wish I could show the image. It's really cute.
I found this GIF online. I have an Android, and I have a Google. I have a Google keyboard. So through my keyboard, when I'm typing messages out, I can instantly search for GIFs through using Google. So I went into my GIF search on my keyboard, and I looked for Lucky Charms. And what came up was the GIF is a little animated GIF of that somebody like drew out, and it's I don't even know the little leprechaun's name from the commercials, but he's like,
I think his name is just Lucky.
Is his name Lucky? And he's got
I think so. It's like
he's got all the he's got like the original Lucky Charms. He's missing the shooting star, but I think the shooting star was like not one of the originals. It was like one of those that got added later. But he's got like all the original ones. And he's like, they're like up above him, and he's just really cute little animated GIF. But I sent it to Robot, and he was like, oh my gosh, this is exactly what he looks like.
Okay, I'm gonna go to my channel and see if I can switch the thumbnail. Let's see here. No, don't do that. No, didn't mean to click on the video. Okay, where do I go with that? Customize channel? I don't know. I'm switch the thumbnail to cute little Angus.
It was so adorable.
Videos.
He was like, this is Angus.
No, I don't think
that's him right there.
I can change thumbnail.
You can change it afterwards, I think, but I don't think you can while streaming.
No, I can't.
But you can change it afterwards.
I'll change it afterwards.
That'll be amazing.
So people can see the
where were we? Where were we? We got distracted. Oh yeah, so I used my loot card system for the first time. That was pretty awesome. Yeah, I've been wanting you guys to find this item for like ages. Yeah. It was supposed to be in Samantha's shop, but I forgot to put it in the shop, and I was like, well, now I've got to retcon this in somewhere for them to find. So I did. All behind the scenes of just how chaotic I am.
Well, I say that, Angus, like, Pappling, let me see our lunchbox. I'm quite hungry, so I would like a sandwich.
Well, the sandwich that's in there is just 2 slices of bread.
He doesn't know that.
Can I just say what kind of sandwich I want, though, and it'll give me that sandwich?
No, because the sandwich, the sandwiches that's in there is 2 slices of bread.
He doesn't know that, though.
Well, I guess I take the lunchbox, I open it.
No, do what you were going to do before you knew this knowledge, please.
Alright. Well, I would like just a turkey and ham sandwich. And then I open it and I just see 2 pieces of bread.
You just see 2 pieces of bread sitting there.
I was hoping Therico would grab the lunchbox and say, I would like a sandwich that turns me into a god! And he pulls out 2 pieces of bread. I was hoping that would happen. Darn.
No, he...
Well, I opened the lunchbox and I look down and frown and look in disappointment and say, what is this? I think this lunchbox is broken.
You're gonna take the 2 slices of bread out and eat them, or what?
Sure, I just take 2 slices of bread out and I just throw them over my shoulder.
Can I catch one and eat that one?
Sure. Do a
Alright.
I
dexterity
want to close
check.
it again. Wait, I want to close it and then do the same thing.
Okay,
Open it again.
go ahead.
Alright.
Declare what you
I
want.
close the lunchbox. I would like a turkey and ham sandwich.
I rolled
I open it.
a 10.
Inside, you cut a single slice of bread that from what he had tossed over his shoulder. You open it, and hold on, let me think about this for a moment. And that would mean, and therefore, and so hence being. Yeah, but if I do that, then I have to do that, because that's going to be just awful. I can't just... I'm thinking about... Because depending on what happens when you open that lunchbox is going to imply some serious things about... so I'm going to go ahead and say yes, you open the lunchbox, and inside is the sandwich you declared for, along with a little apple juice box.
What happens? What happens? What has a chance of happening?
Well, what is the lunchbox's description about its summoning of sandwiches?
Oh yeah, because the thing where it says if you open it and want to make all the sandwiches come out, it can do bludgeon damage or whatever you're pointing at.
No, not about that. When can it...
endless sandwiches. Let's see. Every hour, a sandwich of your choice appears in the box. The sandwich heals you for 1d8 point of damage. In addition to being delicious, it also comes with apple juice. Once per day, before you eat any of the sandwiches, you can summon all the sandwiches at once to form a stream of sandwiches that does 2d8 points of bludgeoning damage. It doesn't say anything else.
Okay. Think about the part about how often it can summon sandwiches.
Every hour.
So if you were able to summon a sandwich now, and the sandwich you pulled out of there was 2 slices of bread, what does that tell you?
That was recently used.
Well, if the sandwich you pulled out of there, the 2 slices of bread, and it has to be an hour between each sandwich.
It has to be an hour. So you're saying if I try to...
Oh my gosh!
What?
You get blasted with sandwiches.
No, it's talking about something else. So it was already used. So you're saying like something has a chance of happening if I try to use it before the hour has passed?
You can't use it before the next hour, is what I'm saying.
Mm-hmm.
Because it's only after an hour that another sandwich can appear. So what would happen if you pulled out that sandwich, the 2 pieces of bread, right? You demanded another sandwich from it, because the 2 slices of bread were already in there from the dead guy.
Mm-hmm.
If you demanded a sandwich, opened it up, and it couldn't produce a sandwich, what would that mean?
That's been an hour. It hasn't been an hour
Precisely.
since he's died.
You open it up and I guess you just see nothing.
Well, but he opened it up and did find his sandwich inside, so that means...
Oh.
It's been an hour since he's died.
It's been at least an hour since he died.
Mm-hmm.
Well, that tells you that it's been at least over an hour since the party went through here.
Okay.
Well, realizing this, I was like, if this only takes 1 hour to recharge, I suppose, then they were here at least an hour ago, at the least. So they could be long gone by now. And then after I said saying, I just take a bite out of my sandwich. Delicious.
I'm gonna eat one of my rations because I have a whole bunch of them.
You can go ahead and eat a ration for today.
Yeah, I eat the ration.
I feel like you eat like 5 rations a day.
I'm a hobbit, okay? Haven't you ever heard of second breakfast?
This is a midnight snack at this point.
Oh yeah, I'm hungry.
Because you guys have chosen to march on through the night, so If you
I'm eating
guys,
my sandwich.
yeah.
I'm drinking my juice box.
Just seeing this image of Angus eating a slice of bread with the juice box, and Therigal eating this nice turkey and ham sandwich with his juice box. It's like this
Oh, I'm also
doesn't
eating.
seem-
Delicious.
I'm also eating some like vegetables and things to go with this piece of bread and juice box. Is that a ration?
Alrighty. I think I'm gonna call it here because I'm honestly trying to think of what's between you and the thing now, and I'm
Alright.
tired and running
Oh,
out
it's
of
1:20.
running out of brain. To
Oh no!
You want to stop here then?
my brain
We're
is
just having
falling
a sandwich
asleep.
then.
Yeah.
Okay.
I think this is a good place to call it a night with you guys munching on a sandwich. It's it's a beautiful moment.
And some veggies.
And some
Delicious.
veggies. One of you's gone for the carnivorous route, and the other has gone for a more.
Well, I did eat some crab sandwiches a while ago.
It's true. You need to get those veggies in.
Yeah. After eating raw crab.
I had a salad at home.
Twice.
Now I'm having a turkey and ham sandwich.
You guys flip-flopped, so. Alrighty, guys. I hope you guys had fun with us. We've been enjoying doing this D&D thing. This has been a lot of fun, and you guys haven't even reached like the first dungeon yet. Which I haven't even like built an entire map for yet. I've got like some of it, but not all of it. It's fine. It'll be fine, right? It's fine.
Yeah.
So I think we're gonna call it here. Don't forget to like, subscribe, comment. What your favorite thing about this Infinity Tower campaign has been so far. What do you think might happen in the future? Let us know. We really like hearing from you guys. But for now, this has been Morse with Robot and Raso, and we will see you guys in the next life. Bye!